Good morning, my dear viewers. It's another beautiful day in Florida. It is on and off with the sun, so I'm enjoying it a little bit more. I realize that I basically can't live without the sun. Probably the vitamin D deficiency, but perhaps I just love when the sun is shining bright and the birds are singing and the clouds are running across the sky. So it is getting a little better because it's been pretty cloudy here in Florida with the rainfall, a lot of rainfall, and I'm sure across the United States, the weather hasn't been very favorable for a good mood, but let's try to have a good mood just because every day is a beautiful day when all of our loved ones and everyone around, when there's a piece of on earth and when all of our loved ones are happy and healthy. And I know that when I'm saying that, I'm promoting positivity and happiness, and I am aware that not the whole world is at peace right now. However, I do believe that if we jointly, cognitively, will send peace, send love to all of those areas in the world right now that are not peaceful. I do truly believe that we will be able to provide an impact with our positive energy, our positive thoughts, feelings, and prayers. With that said, I was thinking about today, and I was thinking that I'm curious to share the framework that I had shared last time in more detail. So the first step, so if you are interested in listening to the framework I shared, it is in my video that I had posted on Monday, I believe, the 15th of January of 2024. The first step in that framework was to acknowledge to yourself that you have a feeling, not the feeling, sorry, the trait or a personality task, right, per se, that doesn't serve you anymore, doesn't serve well in your life anymore. And people can say, how do I know this? How do I know what do I start working on, right? So I wanted to dig a little bit deeper on that first one. And there are a couple of things to remember. The framework that I shared is not going to work for anyone who is not willing to be honest with themselves. Because in order for self-awareness to start working, you have to start being honest with yourself. And I'm the first one who proclaims right now and said before, it is the hardest thing to stop being afraid and be honest with yourself, because honesty does require letting go of fear, right? The reason why we have difficulty of being honest with ourselves about everything is because of two things. Truth hurts. When we figure out that we're not ideal people, that we're not all good, truth hurts. When we figure out that someone's right and we're wrong, truth hurts. When we figure out that we actually do hurt other people with our actions and thoughts and reactions, truth hurts. When we realize that we do have traits that we must address in order to stop hurting ourselves and people around us. Truth hurts. However, there is another side of it, which I'm so happy to share on my personal experience and on experience of a lot of other people. As much as truth hurts, it really sets you free. Number one, So when you know that you're able to be comfortable with addressing anything negative in yourself with a truth and honest statement to yourself, it sets you free. Meaning, makes you feel calm and balanced. That is the freedom. That is the freedom from fear, is to feel calm, balanced, and as a result, happy. Plus, each and every one of us would love the feeling of achievement. So when you're able to be honest with yourself, when you're able to conquer your fear of being honest with yourself, you start feeling proud of yourself because that is a huge achievement. And having an achievement in your life is an amazing motivator and self-confidence booster. So, in order to start addressing, acknowledging any trait in your personality that you would like to address, you have to be free. You have to be free from fear, and you have to be honest with yourself. How can you do it? By basically forgiving yourself in advance for anything you're going to figure out that will be hurtful, like your traits, just by forgiving yourself. If you can start with saying, I forgive myself for any negative, bad trait that I'm going to find out in my personality, because whatever that is, A, I have acquired it through either family, culture, or some type of a fear. And number two, I'm forgiving myself because I'm going to address it now. I'm not scared anymore. Brian Robinson, an amazing psychiatrist, I'm sorry, and someone that I have gotten to know very recently, says you have to make your fear your friend. And at first I was like, how can you do that? You love your friends. You can't love your fear. What I didn't understand and what he actually meant, and I understood later, was that in order not to be afraid of something or someone, you have to see that for what it is. So when we see our fear as something that we're not afraid of because it's part of us that we no longer want, we're able to calmly understand how to get rid of the feeling of fear. With that said, the framework is great, but in order to address the framework, you have to first address your fear of being honest with yourself. A lot of people think they are honest with themselves, but then they just basically mask the uncomfortable feeling of feeling of fear of discovering the truth. Because the truth, when you're addressing something negative in yourself, the truth is really unpleasant. And it hurts and it makes you feel bad at first. And then when you're able to conquer it, you feel amazingly happy and amazingly strong, because when you're able to tackle your own fear, you're able to achieve anything in life. I am telling you this from my personal experience and from the experience of a lot of people that I see right now going through that process. The reason why all of a sudden, right, people say, why are we going through this process now? Why everyone is talking about transformation? Why is everyone talking about change, right? And changing? Because, because this is the time in the universe for that right moment. And one of the statements to support that is society is splitting in two right now. People who are driven by fear, who want to be ruled over, meaning ruled by others. It's easy, right? I don't have to take responsibility for my actions. I don't have to take responsibility for my reactions. I don't have to take any responsibility. I just need to follow someone who knows better. No, that is not where we are going. So there are people who are driven by fear, who want to be ruled over, and people who are driven by love and want to be free. Alrighty, so let's start with our next quote, because I always do 3 quotes of the day. The next one is gratitude is the most powerful tool. No matter what's going on around you, every day, take a moment to reflect on everything you have to be grateful for. I practice that every morning I wake up. Every morning I wake up, I look outside. And it doesn't matter what day it is, I always am grateful. And I, in my head, practice the gratitude by thanking the universe, my husband, my family, my children, friends, acquaintance, everyone, my teachers, everyone. I practice gratitude. And I highly recommend it because with practicing gratitude, you send really, really positive energy into the universe. And when you send it to the universe, you actually send it to other people. Another one that I wanted to share was that really helps motivate me. It helps me motivate myself when I feel down, when I feel discouraged. I just think about this phrase that I'm going to share with you, and it really helps. You made the choice to improve yourself for a reason. Don't go back to habits, people, or situations that weren't helping you to evolve. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend thinking about it. That there's no reason to go back. So right now we're going to do our usual routine, and we're going to pull the card from the deck of Alexander Popovin, a beautiful, beautiful deck. I know you guys know that right now we're on the rising moon, and it's a very important month. So please make all your wishes, write them down, create plans, because this rising moon will be full by the 25th of January. And that's by what date you should have all your plans, all your desires written down. The sky is the limit. Highly recommend that. So what do they hold? I want to pull this card. Oops. I don't know what that is. So let me see. This is the card that I picked today. It's beautiful, but I can't. Unbound. Unbound. Here we are. I read it. I read it. Unbound. I just, every time that I pull a card from Alexander Popov Mikhailov deck, the Oracle deck, I am just stunned with the colors, with the images, more than words. And I'm drawn into the picture, and I study it carefully, and I just love what I see every single time. It gives me such motivation. I wonder what is there in the very corner. I do see a feather. To me, it's a feather, and it's a strong feather blown by the wind. And there's something in the corner, and I want to study it closer. So give me a second. Hmm. I almost feel like it's an image over here in the corner. It's an image of a human being who is receiving the feather, receiving the freedom, but and the peace. So unbound, drop regrets, rise above the routine. How is it possible that I was talking today about being free, about not going back to people or situations that don't help you evolve, about being um, fearless, right? And then I get this card that tells me drop regrets, rise above the routine, unbound. You're basically, we are unbound, right? In our desires, in our wishes. We do not bind ourselves to anything that holds us down. And that wind and the feather is helping us fly through and ascend. I want to repeat that I wish for everyone to have a beautiful day today and every day, because every day is a beautiful day when we have peace on earth and when everyone around us is healthy and happy. Sending love to all.